Hilarious.
No, but he like you. He multi-talented. Can't he? I think he can sing, right?
I know that motherfucking Eddie Griffith was out here in Hollywood with a real Hollywood campaign at one time, doing movies and everything. But,
real legend.
you know, after talking to him, it's just what I thought. They came at him with that bullshit. And he ain't cut for that type of shit.
Man.
They came at him with that. He told me this. Now, I hope I ain't saying too much, but it confirms everything I know.
Yeah.
See, once you hit some licks out here and they start fucking with you, then they come to you. They be like, so, how big of a star do you want to be?
What I'm trying to figure out is, why is it that has to be the criteria? Why? The emasculation has to be the criteria in order to be successful in Hollywood. I'm glad I don't like acting.
How deep is your mouth? Let's see.
What you say?
I started remix that. What's that Drew Hill song? How deep is your love? How deep is your mouth?
I know they come at you.
Yeah.
That's why all these motherfuckers who hitting big licks is making me laugh. I'm like, why y'all acting like y'all motherfuckers just getting it and ain't taking it? Like, you never hear these motherfuckers talk about what they did for licks.
Right.
I already know if you in Hollywood and you motherfucking working for real, you been violated. They ain't gonna let you have it without it.
And you know what? That makes sense, because it seems as if all of the A-list actors, why is it that nobody ever speak up on a lot of the things that's go on in this country? It's like the mob, the people. It's like the everyday average people. We have to be the ones to say something and force these celebrities and force these people to say something about anything, all these injustices, you know, maybe inflation, whatever it is. I've never understood that.
There'll be no motherfucking superstar without getting violated. Backdooria is real. God damn it. And all you stars who have been given press from the people, I ain't got to say no names. All you stars who've been given press by these people, if you're not smart, please just be quiet. Some people are highly intelligent.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a lot of book smarts or wisdom, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You're only gonna put your foot in your mouth. They need somebody to train the people who's been chosen to be in these movies and shit. Like, you take Lil Real, for example. He didn't have to say nothing about me. But because he's not trained, he said something about me, and I put the video up of him in the dress. Let me tell you something. Real, you hanging with a Backdooria mob. I know what you done did to be accepted. Now.
And I want to ask you men out there, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Your masculinity. Is it worth it? Your dominance, your strength. Basically, you going against who you are as a man to be successful. Is it worth it?
This is what's happened, and it's a very delicate subject for me. My sister Tiffany Haddish said something about what's going on with the college protests. And I know it's from ignorance that she don't know what it is. I'm not taking up for her, everybody. I'm just saying, Tiffany don't know nothing about that shit. She's just speaking from the heart of what she was told. One thing she said up there was, I perform for the troops, because she said America, like, on the news, they said 11 people bombed the towers. You know, like, they ran the planes into the towers and all that shit. And then Tiffany said, we went out there and we fucked them up. I'm like, I think Tiffany really thinks that what they showed her on the news about what happened It's what happened. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the problem is, in the black community, we got more people that think like that than the ones that don't. So we got more people in the urban community that listens to news. You know what I mean? Like mainstream news. A lot of black people, majority, I will probably say maybe 75, 80% of black people believe mainstream news. That's how these politicians are able to get black people to vote the way that they want us to. Also, talking about these children being arrested at these colleges, that's an example of what happens when you integrate a bunch of different people from a bunch of different countries with a bunch of different ideologies, with a bunch of different beliefs into one area, and you think you can please everybody. It don't work like that. Tiffany, I'm not even surprised that she even said something, because to be honest, I kind of was hip on Tiffany Haddish a long time ago. I knew she was pushing agendas a long time ago, because it's like, I remember when she like first started getting into the movie industry, like every character she used to play either used to be like a swirler or super ignorant, like super loud, rambunctious, like crazy, rah. That's like, go look at the movies that or in roles that Tiffany Haddish has taken. Completely destroyed her character, like completely destroyed her legacy. You know, they're kind of joke roles.
My sister Tiffany, what they played on the news is what they wanted you to think. The people who lead this nation justified going over to the sand and murdering a whole bunch of people. Everything you saw on the news is sucker shit. It's sucker shit. Them people did that to us. Except now you're integrated in this society where you think you're supposed to be like, oh, I'm this, I'm for my country and all like that. You don't have a country. You've been chosen to be in front of them people and basically perform for them. But don't think that they're your friends. The people who run this nation make sure that people like us are always struggling and in fucked up situations. So when you hear about the people from this nation who went over to other nations and destroyed them, this is what I'm trying to tell you, my sister. That's sucker shit. I could lose this channel. I don't give a fuck no more. I don't give a fuck. All that shit, them people are at them colleges protesting because the people over here who run this nation support injustices over there. You probably don't even know what happened in the 1940s. You probably don't even know, Tiffany. They jacked them people.
Let me tell y'all something. I'm not on no side. I'm not speaking for anybody, because honestly, you know, if it don't got nothing to do with black people moving forward, that ain't nothing I'm even trying to speak on. It's not a priority for me. I'm gonna just say that. That being said, there are a lot of things that this country did that had to be done in order for you to be in a position that you're in right now. Now, that don't mean I'm discarding slavery and all that, because that didn't have to be done. Slavery didn't have to be done. That was basically a bunch of lazy people finding other people to do work for them. What I'm saying is the power that we have exhibited over other countries, a lot of things that we did in these other countries, basically bullying these other countries, that's basically what it is. I'm not going to say it had to be done, but the things that you're enjoying right now, you probably would not be enjoying it if things overseas had not ever been done. I want you to think of it this way, and I do not mean to compare people to animals or anything like that, but I remember my homeboy, he used to work inside of one of those Tyson food factories. He used to basically have to dig through bones of deceased animals. When you go to those factories, man, they literally got to put these animals down. They got machines that will literally shoot these animals in the head, flip them over, dissect them, all of that. Now, most people would not want to do that. Most people would hate that job. They would loathe it. But things like that got to be done so you can have that burger. That's all I'm saying. Now, I'm not saying I agree with it or I disagree with it. But what I'm saying is it's easy outside looking in to sit here and point the finger at how the government handle things, whether you agree with them or not. I have no side in it. But what I'm saying is if things like that are not done, the things that we have, we probably wouldn't have had. That's all I'm saying.
Everything in America is a jack move. Do you know that? This is gangster shit over here. They
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's some mafia shit. Exactly.
Gangster shit from people. So there are people who pay their money to go to these colleges and get something that ain't worth a shit, if you ask me. If you go to college, you're looking to be placed. And ain't nothing wrong with that. You might be the type of person who needs to be placed. But these people who are paying their money to go to the colleges are protesting because they know of the injustices that's going on over there. So what I'm saying to you, little sister, you gotta make sure you read up on who you are, because you are not anything to them people but a clown. Me, you, our brother Kevin, Cat Williams, all us, we're but clowns to them.
And that's why I say that I don't focus on nothing that don't have nothing to do with foundational Black Americans. If it ain't got nothing to do with my people, I stay out of it. It's not a concern to me. Whether it's right or wrong, whatever, there are injustices that we deal with all the time that goes unanswered. There are so many articles you can read on Black people being mistreated or redlining. They still exercise redlining to this day. I don't know if y'all know this, but there are actual subdivisions that can sue their neighbors if they allow somebody non-white to move into the neighborhood. If they sell a house to a non-white person, their neighbors are allowed to sue them. Go look it up. Go do your research. There are subdivisions like that. So as long as there's things like that that my people got to deal with, honestly, I have no concern over what goes on overseas.
Gestures,
we don't, right. Say it again.
With gestures, yeah.
A lot of people don't know what gestures are.
Yeah, gesture is somebody that is employed to make the king laugh.
Yeah,
To make
The king laugh. Yeah.
We're all but jesters. Listen, it don't matter how big we get with this entertainment thing. You're not finna get big enough to take over entertainment, but you will be allowed to be in entertainment.
But
I don't care how famous you are. You're not finna take this shit over. You're finna do what they want you to do, which is be a jester.
But people don't really understand what entertainment is, though. It's a propaganda tool.
Please explain.
It's a propaganda tool. Propaganda is used to misinform. It's not used to inform. Mm-hmm. The informed are the elite. So entertainment is just an extension of propaganda. You know what I mean? So,
and the reason why they need you to be misinformed is so that they can get you to be engaged with whatever they want you to do. Whatever it is they want you to do, they need you to be engaged in it. That's why they need you to be misinformed. And a lot of times when people start either speaking the truth or talking about things that they don't want you to speak about, it becomes misinformation. So you got to do the research on yourself a lot of the time. They need you to be misinformed so they can keep you consuming, to make you feel better about yourself, to continue to be in debt so that you can be a hamster on the wheel and continue to basically be a slave to the system and make them more money. That's what it is. And I don't know if y'all know this, 80% of the middle class is getting poor. Only 20% of the middle class is getting richer, which means there are going to be more poor people and less richer people. That's just what it is.
The shit that they want us to know, we'll never know. And by the time shit gets to us, it's already been wired, bugged, and controlled. For example, cell phone technology has been around since World War II. They've been dropping soldiers off on the battlefield and having them call up to airplanes and call back to base, and basically bomb targets with cell phones for the last 70 years. When they give us access to it is when they figured out how they can use it to control us.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
You're absolutely right. Like our cell phone is used. It's like when it ain't in our hand, we feel weird.
Right.
It's a tracking device. You don't need private eyes no more.
Yeah.
You have the cell phone out there. But what I'm saying, back on what Craig said, jesters, don't no entertainer out here. You ain't got no power. Don't ever think you have power. At one time, Richard Pryor was the top comedian.
Right.
They gave him some money. They let him do some things, but he couldn't do the things he want to do because...
And the reason why entertainers have no power is because now talent no longer runs the entertainment industry. Talent doesn't run it anymore. Now the people that run it are the ones that cut the checks. Before, I remember in the 90s, if you were a good artist, man, you can actually pay somebody to play a CD at the studio, or you could sell CDs out of the trunk of your car. You could do things like that. You can actually be on the ground. You can have feet on the ground and control your own destiny. These entertainers now, they don't do it. Now, black people, especially foundational black people, we've signed so many contracts that we've put anchors around our ankles. We've allowed all these different people to be able to come in here and make money off of our talent, whether it's acting, whether it's professional sports, whether it's athletics, whether it's creativity in the music industry, whatever it is. We have such a huge influence on the world and we don't even control it. We can't even monetize it without going through somebody. Think about the people that own these major platforms that we all have to give a ticket to in order to use it. And as soon as we misuse it, as soon as we stop using it the way they want us to use it, they get rid of us and they kick us off the platform. I used to make Facebook videos. I've done YouTube before, Instagram. I remember I had an Instagram account with like 15,000 people on it. And the minute you say something that they don't like or they don't agree with, they're trying to get rid of my TikTok right now. You post something that they don't like, they're going to get rid of you because there's always going to be somebody. Your competition is always going to be looking to take your place. And that's why people in entertainment could never have power. Not to mention the things people like change. So as time goes on, trends change. You got to keep up with the algorithm. Cause Spider don't play. Got a whole lot of bitches around.